Hey everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of the Small Town Nerdcast. I'm your host, Bryan. Like you learned last week, which you also learned, I have a lot of trauma that I'm dealing with as far as being a big nerd in a small town. And if you feel that way too, maybe this is the place for you to help out. And if that's not how you feel, well, maybe you'll just still be my friend because I need a lot of those. As I discussed in my previous episode, I don't have a place. I don't have a place to call my own, a home, a safe space, because I'm stuck in small town Texas, where the only nerd store I have is Walmart, and okay, I'm done. But anyway, so I was trying to figure out what to talk about this week, and it all came to me unintentionally, like just through sheer digging through shit in my house did today's topic come up to me. But before we get to that topic, I do want to discuss a little bit about what I've called the four horsemen of the fake pet, like the 90's fake pet apocalypse. There we go. The four horsemen of the 90's fake pet apocalypse. Because let's face it, for some reason we're obsessed with pets, but not real ones. Like, whether they were digital, robotic, stuffed, like something about 90's kids, and well, maybe just kids in general, obsessed with pets, man. I know I had fish growing up and those things would die, and I'm sure my parents were tired of me crying about it. So they decided, hey, you know what? Let's get them something that will live forever, or at least as long as the batteries last, is how long it will survive. Like, I mean, they knew I had a short attention span, so I was probably going to lose interest before the fake creature passed on me, before the batteries ran out. But anyway, those four horsemen, now that I think about it, first off, the most evil of the four horsemen, Furbies. Because, let's face it, one, they're terrifying to look at. They always made the scariest noises, and like they knew when you locked them in a closet. Like, they would just scream and cry and like hex you. Like, that's how terrifying Furbies were, and we all know that. My sister had one. I hated the thing, and anytime I could, I would torment it because it scared the frick out of me. Next horseman of the 90's fake pet apocalypse, Beanie Babies. Because, like, while they're not an electronic toy, they're freaking everywhere, and people kept them like super collectible pets. And I think it was because we all were told the lie that, hey, you hang on to these collectibles and they're going to be worth hundreds, thousands even. Like, Beanie Babies is going to make your ass rich. So you need to buy all these fuckers up so that you can like be living in a mansion and all that great stuff, and your grandkids can go to college. Like, that was the lie that we were told in the 90's. And like, I remember like them being in my household, and like I remember seeing like people would have display cases full of Beanie Babies, like particularly set up in certain ways, and like probably treated them better than their own children, you know. Like, that's how like crazed people were for Beanie Babies. And like I mean, let's face it, everyone was always into the, hey, if you collect these items, they will make you rich. Like, that was the thing. Like, we had the state quarters, we had like, now we have cryptocurrency. You know what? It's all a lie. It's some people are getting rich because they've lied to you and tricked you into paying more money for them. And that's all Beanie Babies were. Now everything is just the new Beanie Babies. Like, cryptocurrency, new Beanie Babies. NFTs, new Beanie Babies. Like, that's all this shit is. And you're all falling for it. And I've seen this before, and I'm never going to fall for it. All my money comes from just work. I just work real hard. That's how I make money, people. And that's how you and that's how you need to do too. Pull yourself up from your bootstraps and just make money. And that's how you'll become a millionaire. Pro tip. The third horseman of the 90's fake pet apocalypse was this. I don't even know if you guys remember this, and I only remembered it because it happened when I was looking more stuff up for the fourth member of the apocalypse. This item came up, but I remember my sister having one, and I remember playing with it, and that was the Poochie doll. I don't know if you remember that. Poochi, like Poochie. I feel weird saying that. Like, it sounds like a word that shouldn't be said in public, and I'm so sorry for saying this word multiple times. It just feels dirty for some reason. But so the Poochie was like this electronic dog that you could teach tricks to. You could teach it how to sit, you could teach it how to like speak, and I think it had little, like it was a little robot body with like little digital eyes that would like make happy face and sad face and all that. And honestly, it was really cute, but at the same time, it was also freakishly disturbing because it was just like this little robot thing. And like as a kid, you know, you treat it like it's an actual dog. So that way when your parents look at you playing with this thing, they're like, oh, our son's gone mental. Like our child's lost it and is just grasping at whatever they can to, well, and the you know, I guess the plus side was they really didn't want to get you an actual puppy because you would actually kill a real dog if it was fully your responsibility, and the parents didn't want to take care of that. Like, let's face it, like I fought tooth and nail not to get cats into my household because I didn't want to be the one taking care of cats. I was reassured multiple times that I would not be the one taking care of cats, but lo and behold, who took out the cat poop today? Bryan. So, yeah, it never worked. So what I should have done was found Poochie cats, which I'm pretty sure they used to have back then, or maybe that was a 2000s thing. I don't remember entirely, but should have bought fake cats, and that would have solved my problems. But that's what my parents did. But what's even funnier that I remember is we had a real dog, and we had the Poochie. And I think I tried to use Poochie to teach the real dog the tricks that Poochie knew. But my little dog was a Chihuahua, and I'm pretty sure was like half mentally unstable or ill, or just she was special. Misty was a special dog who did very special things, and we loved her for that. But we also knew that she was never going to be capable of real dog shit. So, yeah, maybe that's why I got the Poochie dog, so I could do real dog shit with Poochie and not feel left out, like you know, because all my other friends had real dogs that did real dog tricks, and I had the Chihuahua that was half retarded, half brain dead. But it's fine. It's cool. I'm over it. It doesn't affect me anymore. I no longer have trauma from it, I said through gritted teeth. But so that leads us finally to the fourth member of our 90s fake pet apocalypse, and that is Tamagotchis. That's right, everyone's favorite little digital demon, the Tamagotchi. Actually, it wasn't a demon, it was an alien. Tamagotchis were aliens. Digimon were demons, I guess, because, you know, Demon? I don't know. Digital demon? I don't know. It was like digital monster is what it really stood for. And Pokemon were pocket monsters. Do-do-do-do. No. But yeah, Tamagotchis, and I'm pretty sure you guys are remembering it, and like your eyes are probably rolling into the back of your heads as you hear the little beep, 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 beep noise. And the whole reason why I'm even talking about this is because I came across one that a friend had gotten for me a year ago. She had picked one up and like showed it on Instagram or Facebook. I can't remember. And I was like, oh shit, I used to have one of these. I used to love it. And unknowingly said that because, you know, you repress and suppress memories from back then. But I was like, oh man, I used to love having one of those. It'd be great to have one. And I don't know if it was out of kindness or because she hates my guts, she bought me a Tamagotchi. And I was like, hell yeah, when it came to the house, and like I opened it up, I pulled a little pull tab to turn it on, and 5 minutes later I was scrounging to try to kill this thing because I couldn't take the beeping anymore. It was just the constant nagging, that trying to get my attention all the fucking time. Like I was over it, guys. I didn't want this Tamagotchi anymore. I wanted it to go away. But like that was the thing, you know, and like I'm pretty sure I remember being a kid and being really freaking sick of the Tamagotchi like within said time. Maybe I played a little longer, but I feel like I was very much over Tamagotchi as quickly as I'm over it now. And so that was a year ago when I got the Tamagotchi at first, and I buried it. Just wherever, somewhere lost in the house where it would never be seen or found by anyone ever again, because that's what you do with cursed objects. Lo and behold, it showed its demonic face again to me, and it somehow wiped my memories of the initial year, like 5 minutes a year ago, and it tricked me into going out, purchasing a new battery, which was not cheap, mind you. I think I paid $6 for a new battery for this thing because it takes the worst of the watch batteries. And once again, within, I would say, about 5 minutes of turning this thing on and having it wail at me, I realized, oh, I have made a grave mistake. But I'm older. I'm wiser. The internet is a much better place to find information out, and I found some neat little hacks to make it less annoying. Main hack, which I didn't know as a young child in the 90s, but I do now, or as a much older adult last year, but I do now, is that you can go to where you set the time, have it to where it's in set mode, where you can change the hours and minutes, and just leave it there. It's essentially the pause button on the classic Tamagotchis. And basically, you leave your Tamagotchi in some very horrific purgatory, digital purgatory, where it just lays there, like in a fully awake, comatose state. Not terrifying at all. But yeah, you can leave it there. It won't bother you. So, like when you're in important meetings like I am at my job, or, trying to have date night with the missus or the mister or the spouse or, your significant other, it will not bother you during those times, much like it would normally. But then again, I was a 90s kid. I was not having spousal moments or important meetings. Well, I did have important meetings, but those were with my Beanie Babies and Pokemon cards. So a little bit, wasn't quite as important as you would think, but it was important to me, and that's all that matters. Anywho, I digress. So the other thing I learned, which I had no clue of, and I never would have had a clue because who reads the instruction manuals on this thing? Actually, I don't even think it was from the instruction manual that I learned this from. I think it was just from a thing on the internet, is that Tamagotchis have like an internal timer or like set time periods, like I guess it's coded in them, where they are asleep, like from 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and it changes from from infant to adulthood. Like their time where they're asleep changes. Like when they're adults, they actually sleep later in the day. I think they don't wake up till like 10 or 11. The instructions that I read actually said 10 or 11. It wasn't like a set 10. It was like anywhere from 10 to 11 is when they might bug the shit out of you, just depending on how well you've been taking care of these little fuckers. But so great hacks to know, because also as an adult, I was like, oh, I need to turn this thing off at night because it's going to bug the shit out of me. No. It's not the case. And that's a good thing to know, because now I'm not losing my mind over all this crap. And so it's just funny, man, picking it up, going through, if you guys remember Tamagotchis, you remember you can feed it, you can play with it, you give it medicine when it's sick, you give it a bath when it poops on itself, and trust me, it freaking poops on itself all the freaking time. And then you can also discipline it by shouting at it and just screaming obscenities at it, and then it'll just straighten up, much like you do with real children. I'm just kidding. Don't scream at your kids. Or if your option is either hit or scream at them, I guess maybe screaming's better, but it would probably be best if you don't do either of those things and just be a good parent. The more you know. Do. But yeah, no, it's just a funny thing. It's just something I brought up and I thought was interesting. And like I said, it's kind of like right now I'm laying the groundwork of my nerdom to let you guys know what makes me nerdy and why I'm so nerdy. And my God, I feel like Tamagotchis is just one of those things, dude. Like everyone in the 90s knew about them, had them, or hated them. Well, maybe I said that in the wrong order. You either had one, hated it, or you at least knew about it, man. Because that's how well known these things were, man. And it's insane. And there's so many different and there's been so many iterations of it. Like I mentioned, Digimon had their version of it, where essentially you did the same thing, but you had the added bonus of you could battle your friend's Digimon with your Digimon, which was pretty cool. I'm sure there was a Pokemon version at one point. Yeah, there was a Pikachu version at one point. And then yesterday when I was hanging around in H-Town with the family, if you saw on my Instagram, there was an R2D2 one. Like, that's freaking badass, man, if you ask me. But so yeah, if you're ever interested and want to annoy the hell out of yourself, check out Tamagotchis again, man. You can still buy them. They still make the classic version. There's like the Tamagotchi Pix. There's digital ones on the internet that you can use and take care of, and that one's probably better because you can log out of that one and not have to pay child support. Not like the real world, but I just thought it was fun. I thought I'd bring it up, and who knows? Maybe we'll get into some more of the four horsemen of the '90s fake pet apocalypse toys, but I feel like I covered them pretty good in this episode. So let me know, man, what's some of your four horsemen of the apocalypse toys from the '90s? Like the ones that just bug the hell out of you, because these were definitely mine. But like, I also have, like, they bug the shit out of me, but I also have really fond memories of them, which is, kind of what happens. You get about the things you hate. So anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this episode. And hopefully you stick around for next week and we have a bunch of fun with that. And I guess we'll just talk to you guys later. Peace.